What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Get Rich or Go Broke Tryin. I'm your host, Eddie Kang. Today I'm going to be flying solo. DC's not feeling well. We were gonna record last night, but not feeling well. Pushed it tonight, and so we just gonna hope he gets better soon. He's gonna be back on the next show. Beautiful days out here in the Carolinas. Weather's been beautiful. If you can't tell, I got my shades on because we've been on fire, bro. It's been 28 and 16. I just counted since the end of February or middle of February. 3-1 last episode. Should have been 4-0 if it wasn't for the craziest game in baseball this year. So we're gonna start with a quick recap and then we get right into it. First recap, we took the Arizona Diamondbacks minus 135 against the Chicago Cubs. It was looking real bad at first. The Cubs were up 7-1 going into the top of the seventh. Diamondbacks dropped 10 runs in the seventh to go up 11-7. So I'm thinking we good after that, like smooth sailing. Cubs dropped 6 in the bottom to go up 13-11, and that ended up being the final score of the game. So we took an L on that, but thankfully for us, that was our only loss of the show. We ended up taking the Mets minus 165 versus the Cardinals. I believe they won 4-0. So we cashed the money line on that. The Heat made us hesitate for a little bit. They ended up winning. We took a money line minus 115. They ended up winning in overtime versus the Hawks. Really strong showing too. They were down by like 6 or 7 points with like 3 minutes left in the game after being up most of the game. It really showed a lot of resolve and resistance, and ended up sneaking out the win in overtime. Really ended up dominating the overtime. I think the Hawks only scored like 4 points in overtime. Third pick, we had taken, no, that was the third pick. So last pick, Charlotte FC, plus 130. Man, I put like $350 on that game, and I really wish I would have put more because it was a blowout. I couldn't believe that Charlotte was plus money in that game. I know a lot of times both soccer teams are plus money because they do the win for each team and the draw. But even then, I still felt like Charlotte should have been minus 110, minus 120. We're talking about potentially the best team in the East right now. I know Miami, for me personally, until Miami shows they're not the best team, I know they lost in the first round last year. Miami's still the best team in the East as long as Messi's on the team. But I really like what Charlotte's starting to do. Charlotte's biggest issue over the last, I guess over its first 3 years, since they became an expansion team in Major League Soccer, was they have a great defense, they had a great midfield, but they had no attacking in the final third. And that really cost Charlotte a lot of matches over the last 2 years. Patrick Agame has really stepped up this year. He was selected to the men's U.S. national team. He's been doing great. He scored a penalty in the game. Wilfred Zaha was an international signee, I believe, from Crystal Palace, somewhere over in the Premier League. I want to say it was Crystal Palace, though. He's been a tremendous addition to the team since he came in. He hasn't been scoring as much as we want to, but just the addition of him in the offense has made it a lot more free-flowing. It's opened up a lot of space for a lot of other players, and I really think Charlotte can make some damage in the playoffs this year. Currently sitting on top of the East, and I'm telling you right now, anytime Charlotte's plus money in a game, I'm going to be taking that. So 75% for the last show, 64% since the middle of February. I mean, the evidence is in the videos. You know, you guys who listen, you know, this ain't no bullshit. This is what we do. This is what we like to do. We put a lot of effort and a lot of thought into this, and because we want to give you guys winning money. We want you guys to win money. We want you to tell your friends and to keep coming back. So without further ado, let's get started for the next couple days picks. Pull them back out. Starting tomorrow, we're gonna go basketball. 7:10 p.m. I'm taking the Bucks plus 150 versus the Pacers. Damian Lillard was upgraded to questionable. I believe he's gonna play for this game. Giannis is the best player in the series, and they're going to have to show me that they can stop him from being a freak. for me to not bet. I can't. If you're giving me plus odds for a team that has the best player in the series, I'm going to take that 9 times out of 10, unless there's just something else going on that I don't know about. So we're going to roll with that for the first pick. Second pick, tomorrow evening as well, 7:30, we're taking the Thunder minus 8.5 first half against the Memphis Grizzlies. That is at minus 112. Grizzlies got the dog shit beat out of them. I believe that was Saturday or Sunday. They have no answer for this Oklahoma City team. I really believe that Oklahoma City is going to take that step and come out the West this year. They went through their little playoff experience drama last year. I think it's all gas, no brakes for them. Eyes on the prize. I believe they learned what happens when you play with your food last year versus Dallas, and I don't think they're going to give Memphis an inkling of an opening to come through that door. I think they're going to slam the door shut very quickly. So we're going to roll with Thunder 8.5 first half, minus 112. Moving over to hockey. I do not have the time for this game. Let me look it up real quick. But while I look it up, we're going to take the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is at 8:30 tomorrow. We're taking the over 5.5. Pulling this up because I took this bet before. I believe it hit 3 out of 4 times. Yes. Well, it hit, so out of the 4 games this year, it hit twice. One of the games, it missed by 1 goal. These teams have played each other in the playoffs, I believe, 4 straight years, or 3 out of the last 4 years. In-state rivalry. Florida taking over the state of Florida for hockey as the kings of hockey in the state of Florida. If you're a hockey fan, you know Tampa was that team. Late 2010s, early 2000s. Florida has really snatched that from them. I have personally picked the Panthers to go to the Stanley Cup again. As I told my group chat, I believe it's going to be the Panthers and the Jets. Until somebody beats the Panthers in a playoff series, I'm not going against them. But the first game is in Tampa, so I would not be surprised if Tampa won the game. To be on the safe side, I'm just going to go ahead and take the over 5.5 for that, and that is at minus 108. Last game on the ticket. This is Wednesday. It says 4 a.m., but it's probably going to get pushed back to like 6. We're taking Giovanni Pericard plus 140 against, I believe his name is Mario. His last name is Navone. I believe it's Mario Navone. No, it wouldn't be Mario. He's Argentinian. I have no idea what his first name is, but his last name is Navone. Pericard, they've only played once before. It was on red clay. This tournament is in Spain, I believe Madrid. Yes, it's in Madrid. That is also a red clay court, so Pericard owns the head-to-head. The only match they ever played was on red clay, but that was 3 years ago too. And Pericard beat him pretty handily. And Pericard has gotten a lot better since then. He's still not, if his serve isn't hitting, he's probably not going to win the match. He can break like average to above average players. He has a difficult time breaking against top tier players, but Navone I would not consider a top tier player. So anytime I can get Pericard at a good plus money value, I'm gonna take that. Plus he owes me some money this year. I've picked him a few times this year, and he's let me down after having a great ending to the season last year. I really thought he was gonna use. He won 2 straight tournaments in October and November last year. I really thought he was going to use that for propel into this year. He has not done so, so I'm expecting him. Spain's not too far from France, maybe a little home cooking, and we're going to knock it down. So that's all I got for y'all today. Like I said, DC will be back here Thursday for the rundown one more time. I'll give it to you. Tomorrow 7:10 Bucks money line plus 150. Tomorrow 7:30 p.m. Thunder minus 8.5 first half. Not the full game, first half minus 8.5 money. The odds on that is minus 112. I believe I said 8:30. Yep, 8:30 tomorrow. Panthers Lightning over 5.5. That's minus 108. And Wednesday 4 o'clock in the morning, we're taking Pericard plus 140. Versus Navone. Like I said, guys, been hitting on a 64% rate since the middle of February. I'm trying to keep that. I'm trying to keep it over 70. I can't get mad about 64%. Like we tell you on the show, like we tell you guys on this episode all the time, we are our biggest critics. And just me personally, if I'm not hitting over 70%, I'm not going to be comfortable giving y'all picks. I'm still going to, but my goal is to stay over a 70% clip. It's all documented. And like always, get rich or go broke trying, baby.